I'm going to talk a little bit about the last two problems in 4Q. I'm not going to go through the whole thing because I don't think you need all more than a couple hints. This formula here, profit equals negative 0.032 units squared plus 46 units minus 3,000, tells you how to calculate how much money a company profits given how many units it sells. Okay, and you're going to graph this function in the calculator to start off with. Now, when you graph it, like in the other problem, you can't put in u and p. You only have x and y to work with, so you're going to put in x for u and p would be y. So we're going to rewrite it so that it looks like this. Okay, and and then you're going to put that in the calculator. It's going to look kind of like this. It's going to look like that. Okay, and then you're going to graph it. Okay, and then from this graph, you're going to calculate these. For example, the maximum weekly profit. The y-axis is the profit. So the maximum profit would be right this point here. Okay, so you're going to use second calc maximum to find what x value makes this maximum. Okay, and then you're also going to get the y value, and that's the amount of profit that is at the tallest point. And then that would be the maximum weekly profit, what the y value for this, like wherever that's highest, okay, and how much it is. The loss for a week's holiday period where no units are sold. Well, if no units are sold, that means u equals 0, or that means x equals 0. So x equals 0 um, would be at this line here. And so you can see that it's actually negative. So if you don't sell any units, you actually have a negative profit, which is a loss. So you would use, you could use trace to find that. You could do trace and then type in the value 0, or you could use table and figure out what x equals 0 is. C, the number of units sold each week at break-even point for the company. Break-even point for the company would be when the profit is not positive nor negative. It would be 0. So it would be like this point here. Okay, like right where it goes from negative to positive. And you could find that by using second calc 0. Okay, now let's look at the next problem, which is a rocket problem. So the rocket problem, they give you height equals 37t minus t squared. T is time. Okay, so at 0, the height is 0. Okay, and then it flies up, and then it comes back down, and then it hits the ground again. So find the height of the rocket above the ground after 10 seconds. Okay, so you're going to put this into the calculator, except you're not going to put t. You got to put x, right? And you're not going to put h, you're going to put y. So we're going to have y equals 37x squared, oops, x minus x squared. You're going to put that in the calculator, and then you're going to graph it. You're going to get something like this. Find the height of the rocket above the ground after 10 seconds. So you're going to say, okay, and you don't need the calculator to do this. You could just do, okay, height equals 37 10 seconds minus 10 seconds squared. And then you could just like, well, you could use the calculator to calculate this. You don't need to graph it to calculate that. Find the maximum height of the rocket above the ground. Now you use the graph, and you're going to figure out what the coordinates of this point are using the second calc max function. Okay, and then find the length of time the rocket is in the air. Okay, so that would be like, when does it hit the ground? T equals what? And so that you could use the second calc 0 function to figure out when it becomes 0 again. It's obviously 0 here when it takes off. When is it going to be 0 again? Well, at what t? Okay, so that's probably all the hints you need to do the last two problems.